Hello, this is Glenee. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday Field Notes, Executive Edition. We are protecting people, performance, and profit. Mental health outcomes have become a leadership responsibility. Return to work outcomes are a leadership responsibility. So let's see how we can help you at Glenee's Arcs for Life with our workforce care bridge the gap. Employees rarely are taking FMLA as a blank slate. By the time they seek help, many of them are carrying fear, confusion, and declining health for months. Let's help. Let's help. Friday Field Notes. When employees distress is treated as an isolated performance problem, organizations often miss the larger workforce condition. Distress rarely enters the workplace alone. It often arrives with policy questions, communication gaps, fear, bias, documentation risk, health concerns, and return to work uncertainty. That is why workforce care begins with the assessment before reaction. The leadership question is not only what did the employee do, a better question to start asking yourself today forward is what is happening here and what does the situation require before risk. The takeaway from our Friday field note is that I want you to know that return to work outcomes improve when leaders use the workforce care process early, at onboarding, annually, and before FMLA leave to assess the employee, the environment, and the policy pathway before workplace related mental health concerns escalate and leave the organization at risk. Because today's workforce reality is that organizations are navigating increasingly complex workforce issues, employees' distress, FMLA and ADA, decision making, returned to work transitions, turnover, as well as growing demand for psychologically safe workplaces. When workplace distress is misunderstood, both the employee and the organization pay the price, and the cost can often be very hefty. We would like to provide a bridge for workforce care. Workforce care is the bridge between employee dignity and organization stewardship. A win for the employee can definitely become a win for the employer. When distress and policy are interpreted correctly, fear and bias are removed from the decision making, support is offered early, and return to work is stabilized. When I say return to work is stabilized, I mean that they don't have to go down the pathways that they are currently going and then return to work needing an ADA accommodation. They could take their 12 weeks off, address the situation, and return back to work with measurable health outcomes that are improved and measurable health outcomes. Win win for the employee and the employer. Let us lead you and your organization and your employees, Black career women and registered nurses, using our nurse led strategy, not guesswork. Workforce care helps organizations move from reactive responses to practicing workforce stewardship by strengthening communication, improving consistency, and supporting informed decision making. Leadership should not have to rely on guesswork. You should know what your employees are up against. You should understand, and they should understand what they are also up against, what risks are involved, and how to better return to work without injury. That when the Black career women and registered nurses currently enter into the system, which FMLA is the entry point for so many of them, they find it difficult to return back to work. And then you have higher turnover rates in your talented staff, or they become disabled and need accommodation. But that doesn't have to happen just because they took 12 weeks off work. The workforce care process is work. Here's the workforce breakdown should not be workforce breakdowns should not be addressed through assumption, fear, or bias, not on your part as the executive, nor on the part of the employee. They require a structured nurse led process, which we are prepared to provide assessment, environmental nurse diagnoses, and planning, also intervention and reevaluation. The workforce process protects both employees and organizations, getting you to the outcomes organizations like yours do value. Return to work outcomes, improve return to work outcomes, reduce turnover, reduce disability escalations, reduce legal risk, increase productivity, improved employee trust, higher ROI, and greater workforce continuity. This is your executive invitation. Do not wait for another preventable injury, turnover crises, or costly breakdown to reveal vulnerabilities in your workforce. Partner with Glenade Davis, hello, founder of Workforce Care, to strengthen workforce care stewardship through practical, human centered solutions, because your people, your performance, and your profit deserve protection. Book a consultation, an executive consultation, so we can discuss further how our workforce care process can help you and your employees do difficult things that would usually cause risk, injury, unemployability, mental illness, workplace violence, domestic violence. We could turn it around. A 30-minute consultation will tell you how.